Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So now we're going to present about our final discussions about genre-based approach on ELT. And yes, we're from Group 1, and my name is Muzandri Narugroho, and I'm with all my friends, Dwi Rizda Alvin Nuri and Siti Khalilah Arabia. So now I'm going to explain about what is genre-based approach on ELT. So this approach sees language not only as grammar and vocabulary, but as a tool for communication in real-life situations. And it helps the student to understand how English is used in different contexts, such as like stories, report, or their daily conversations. And by focusing on meaning and purpose, genre-based approach makes learning more practical and meaningful for the student. So now I'm going to explain about the concept of genre-based approach on ELT. Genre-based approach is a method that helps students learn through different types of tasks, each with its own purpose and structure. It uses authentic materials like real examples of language to show how English works in context. In this approach, teachers act as guides or visualizators to helping the student analyze and create text such as like descriptive text, narrative text, or report text. So, genre-based approach connects to language learning with the real communication.
Okay, let's continue with characteristics of gender-based approach or GBA. There are main characters of gender-based approach. The first character is focuses on teaching language through meaningful text rather than isolated grammar or vocabulary. Second is views language as a resource for making meaning in specific context. The third is emphasize explicit teaching of text structure, purpose, and language features. The fourth is encourage collaboration between teacher and students or scaffolding. And next is integrates reading and writing through model text, then promotes awareness of audience, purpose, and context in communication. And the last is use a cyclical learning model that are building knowledge, modeling during construction, and independent context. Okay, next I will explain the goals of GPA. The first is understand how language works in context, especially in academic and real-life communication. Second, develop communicative competence by mixing different text types, such as narratives, recounts, reports, expositions, and procedures. And the third is become independent writers and speakers who can produce well-structured and purposeful text. Next is improve reading comprehension by analyzing how text is organized and how meanings are constructed. The last is bridge the gap between theoretical language and academic professional language. And next, I will explain about specific features or case stages of GPA. Number one is building knowledge of the field. They are focused on activating background knowledge and building vocabulary related to the topic. For the activities is discussions, brainstorming, reading short text, watching videos, and etc. And the purpose is for prepare students to understand the context of the target gender. Number two is modeling of the text. This focus on analyzing model text of the target gender. For the activities is identifying structures like generic features, purpose, and language characteristics of tenses or conjunction and etc. And, and the purpose is to help learners Now how texts achieve their communicative purpose. And number three is drawing construction of the text that focus on writing or creating text together with teacher support for the activities that are group writing, class drafting, and teacher scaffolding. For the purpose is for provide guided practice before independent work. And the last is independent construction of the text that focus on learners create their own text independently. And for the activities is writing individually, peer feedback, and presentation. And the purpose is for assess students' understanding and applying the gender features.
Teacher's role. In GPA, the teacher is a designer and coach. Choose authentic, level appropriate text. Make genre, purpose, and audience explicit. Model structures and language features. Guide join writing and give clear criteria with rubrics. Assessment can mix observation, peer review, self assessment, and teacher feedback to support growth.
And next is strengths of genre-based approach. The genre-based approach has many strengths. First, it focuses on contextual and authentic learning. Students learn English through real text they can find in daily life, like stories, reports, or announcements. Second, it integrates all four language skills listening, speaking, reading, and writing, so learning becomes more meaningful. Third, genre-based approach promotes collaborations and creativity because students work together and create their own text. It also builds students' motivations and literacy since they can express ideas in real-life communications. Lastly, it supports Indonesia's 2013 curriculum, which emphasizes learning through text-based instructions. And next is example of implementations. The example is teaching this descriptive text animals. In the first stage, building knowledge of the fields, the teacher show picture and help students learn new words related to animals. In the second stage, modeling of the text, students analyze a sample descriptive text to understand its structures and language features. Then, in joint constructions of text, they work in group to write their own descriptive text with guidance from the teacher. Finally, in independent constructions of the text, its students write their own text and check it with a partner. This process helps students move from guided learning to independent writing step by step. And and last is conclusions. The genre-based approach helps students learn English through real and meaningful text. It not only improves language skills but also develops communications and critical thinking abilities. Genre-based approach makes learning more creative, contextual, and student-centered because students learn how to use English in actual communications, not just memorize grammar. Therefore, genre-based approach is a very effective approach to prepare students to use English confidently in real-life situations.